Let's start with Asia. This region was the largest contributor to Sabah tourism in 2024, accounting for 50.2% of total arrival, which equal to 774,000 visitors. This marked a 9.55% increase compared to 2023, showing solid growth. The biggest contributor from Asia was China with 262,000 visitors, making up 33% of arrival from the region. While this is a positive result, it also highlights a risk-heavy reliance on single market. If there are economic or political disruption in China, Sabah tourism number could suffer significantly. In contrast, India and Pakistan underperform, contributing less than 5% of arrival combined. This is mainly due to limited direct flight connectivity and lack of promotional campaign tailored to these markets. Moving on to Southeast Asia, this region accounted for 25.5% of arrival in 2024. Countries like Brunei, the Philippines, and Indonesia provide consistent contributions. However, there were some challenges, which is Thailand saw a 19% decline in arrivals due to strong competition from neighboring destinations like Bali and Phuket, as well as limited marketing efforts in this market. For Vietnam, experienced moderate growth, but awareness of Sabah's attraction remains low, and there is a lack of direct flight connectivity from key Vietnamese cities. And the solution is for Thailand, improve visibility through regional marketing campaigns and partnership with Thai travel agency to promote Sabah. For Vietnam, expand direct air connectivity and focus on promoting Sabah's ecotourism and adventure offerings to attract more visitors. Move on to Northeast Asia was the strongest performing sub-region, contributing 60% of Asia arrival. Key contributors were China, Taiwan, and South Korea. China alone accounted for 45% of arrival, highlighting its dominance in this market. However, the heavy reliance on China limits Sabah growth opportunity in other markets. For Japan, in the other hand, underperformed, contributing only 10%. Slower growth from Japan can be attributed to limited direct flight and insufficient marketing efforts. Finally, let's discuss other Asia, which contributed just 5% of total arrivals. Countries like India and Uzbekistan underperformed due to poor flight connectivity and limited awareness of Sabah's attraction. First solution is establish direct flight routes to key cities in this country to make Sabah more accessible. Launch tailored digital campaign that target families and adventure travelers, showcasing Sabah as a unique destination for nature and cultural experience.
Now, let's take a look at the next continent, which is the Middle East. Middle East consists of 18 countries including Iran, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and United Arab Emirates. Now, let's take a look at the graph above. Let's start with the year 2023. Now, based on the graph, we can see that there is an inconsistency of the visitor arrivals to Sabah, starting with the month of January with only 65 arrivals and ends with only 216 arrivals at December. Now, moving on to the year 2024, it started with a high arrivals actually, with 458 arrivals. But after the month, there is decrease in the visitor arrivals that happens rapidly after, and it reaches until the month of September that is estimated to be no arrivals at all. The question is why and how can Sabah improve the visitor arrivals from the Middle East? Well, one of the reasons that the visitor arrival decreased throughout the year 2024 is due to the crisis and conflict happens in a certain countries inside the Middle East. Sabah arrivals can improve the visitor arrivals from the Middle East by focusing on the countries besides the one that is involved with the crisis. The countries that will be presented for the Middle East continent are Iran, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Jordan, and United Arab Emirates. Now, let's take a look at the countries' trend analysis graph. As we can see, all of the countries shows a visible increase of the visitor arrivals. However, in this graph, it only shows the trend analysis for the year 2024. This is due to the crisis that happened in the Middle East during 2023. Therefore, it shows a good sign of a recovering in the visitors to Sabah.
Visitors trends in Oceania during 2023 and 2024 highlight recovery and growth in tourism. While 2023 saw strong seasonal peaks such as 2,114 visitors in April and 2023 in December, 2024 displayed steadier performance, peaking at 1,780 visitors in December. Initiatives like Sabah Air Asia MOU improve accessibility and marketing, fostering stability in 2024 and paving the way for sustainable growth. Recommendations include enhancing connectivity with more direct flights, offering seasonal holiday packages, promoting ecotourism, and leveraging digital marketing to showcase Sabah's unique interactions to Oceania travelers. Australian visitors trends to Sabah from January to August show fluctuating patterns, with 2023 outperforming 2024 early on, peaking in April and recovering in July and August. So in contrast, 2024 started slower but showed improvement, surpassing 2023 figures in December, highlighting potential for sustained growth. Recommendations include targeted marketing of family-friendly and adventure activities, holiday promotions aligned with Australian school breaks, showcasing Sabah's unique culture and cuisine, and strengthening partnership with Australian travel agencies. New Zealand visitors trends to Sabah in 2023 and 2024 reveal seasonal peaks, with 2023 seeing spikes in April, which is 418, and May with 382, and 2024 showing steadier growth, peaking in July with 268. Both years saw growth from September to December, with 2024 ending at 316 visitors compared to 477 in December 2023. So, to sustain growth, focus on promoting ecotourism and adventure activities, offering off-peak discounts, organizing events like festivals or marathons, and improving flight connectivity with competitive options. For continent of North America, along with the countries of the USA and Canada, is on a good track and does not require attention due to the positive trend in visitors analysis.
Next, I'll proceed with the continent of Europe. The graph shows that Europe will have a positive and stable result of data trends. But this is only an estimation. We also estimate that the percentage of changes in growth is 69% at most. So we also suggest that the tourism of Sabah can provide more strategies, or they can come up with new sort of strategies so that they can attract more tourists from Europe to visit Sabah more often. For the countries under Europe that needed to be focused on, we will hear it on the next slide. In this slide, I will explain about the countries under Europe that not need any attention. For your information, we are not going to provide any of their graph analysis because the trend have shown us that the data is in stable position, and also the percentage in growth also increasing for all of this country. So we are not going to do more any further explanation for all of this country. For the first country under Europe that we need to be focused on is Finland. The graph has shown us that the trend is very critical because it is declining very badly compared with the trends in 2023. We estimate that the percentage in growth is almost negative 38.93%, which it means that this country need to be supervised very particularly or it will affect the future trends. We found from some resources that the cause of the trend is declining is because of some seasonal factors or high inflation that might cause the travel and accommodation cost is high. So with that reason, the tourist arrival for this country is declining for the final quarter of 2024. For the second country under Europe that we need to be focused on is Sweden. The trends from the graph is a bit decreasing compared with the data trends in 2023. It might seem a bit decreasing, but if we are not paying attention more on this country, it will affect on the future trends. We estimate that the amount of percentage declining is almost negative 9.08%. For the cause of the trend is declining, we found out that might be some of economic problems that happen, such as inflation problems, or there might be some of competition going on with other country that affect this country tourist arrival to Sabah.
Last but not least, we will be looking at the others visitor trend analysis. Now, based on the graph, we can see that both year, which is the 2023 and the 2024, shows an increase in the visitors arrival, and it is estimated for the fourth quarter of 2024, the visitor arrival will increase